What's up, people? Top of the motherfucking morning to you, man. It is 4:31 in the morning, and I'm headed to motherfucking Indianapolis to do some bullshit, man. But here's what I want to talk about today, man. All of this crime, this smashing and grabbing. Did y'all see the shit that happened in Philly when the motherfuckers like just went into the store in the middle of the night, stealing TVs, the motherfucking glass broke, the dude trying to run out. The dude trying to run out with the goddamn TV and slip with the motherfucker, broke the TV. Boom, he trying to get up, he fall again, and then he tried to go back and get another TV. After a while, I guess he just said, fuck it. Who left the marbles on the floor? And I'm stepping on these motherfuckers slipping, man. But I'm here to tell you something. This is the result of females being single mothers, marrying the government, getting rid of the dudes, the husbands, the fathers, for a goddamn welfare check. The chickens have come home to fucking roost now, man. And that's why you have all of this lawlessness, all of these motherfucking parades and mobs of people going in, smashing and grabbing, just breaking shit and running out. Man, I'm trying to tell you, if the father was in the house, I grew up, my father was in the Army for 19 years. He was a Green Beret in the motherfucking 82nd Airborne, jumping out of motherfucker. I wish I had a picture I'd show you, jumping out of goddamn airplanes, man. And it was understood in my motherfucking house, you do what the fuck I say, or else I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass. And that's how I raised my kids. Me and my wife, we was talking about that shit like yesterday. You know, if my daughter would come into the house with some shit that I didn't buy, it's a whole bunch of fucking questions going on like, where the fuck did you get this shit from? Because you don't motherfucker work. And you can't motherfucker lie and try to say, well, Johnny gave it to me, Susan gave it to me. Well, you give that shit back to him. Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna take you in the car so you could give it back to him. And I could goddamn see that you gave it back to him. And I'm gonna talk to Johnny and I'm gonna talk to Susan and be like, where the fuck you get $1,000 sweater from? A $700 sweater from? A fucking $800 cap from? You understand what I'm saying? See, the mothers, man, I think that kids would do better. Of course, statistically shown and proven that when the father's out of the household, the motherfucking foundation is unstable. The door is crooked for you to get into the house. It isn't straight. It isn't motherfucking sized up right. So it almost seems like the kids would do better with both parents, or they either would do better with their father. Because they got to have that fear. They got to have that fear of their father, the wrath of their father, to know that, hey man, I'm going to get my motherfucking ass kicked. Man, I can't show up with no new shit. I don't goddamn work. They know I don't work. They know I don't have no money, man. Hell no. You keep that shit, bring it to school tomorrow, and I'll put it on in, or I'll keep that shit in my book bag. You know, it has, man, but kids have no fear now, so they could tell their mom anything. The mom is probably working 2, 3 goddamn jobs, and she got a side hustle or something. She can't pay the kids any motherfucking no ample amount of attention that she needs to, because she's out working, trying to make ends meet and trying to provide and shit, man. You understand what I'm saying? We was talking about my son. My oldest son is 22, right? So we was talking about when he was like 9 years old, he was playing in a basketball league, and there was a dude messing with him. And I said, look, it was an 11-year-old kid messing with him. The kid name was Gabrielle. I said, look, hey, look, homie, this is what you got to do. You got to kick this motherfucker ass. He was like, Dad, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I said, fuck that shit. You got to kick this motherfucker ass. If you don't kick his ass, he's going to be kicking your ass. Now, what the fuck do you want? That was the ride that I had. I stopped the car going home, turned around, and I told him, look, come here, motherfucker. The fuck you talking about? You don't want to kick his ass. Some people are just goddamn animals, and you got to talk to them in animalistic language, because that's all they fucking understand. That's it. They don't understand reasoning. They don't understand listening comprehension, reading comprehension. They don't understand none of that shit. They don't understand logic, man. They don't have critical thinking, none of that shit. So you got to come down to their level sometime, you know. So I told my son that shit. I said, look, man, you gonna have to kick his motherfucking ass. That's all it is to it. Because if not, you're going to be out with your girlfriend, you're going to be out with this dude, and they going to come up and just try to motherfucker slap you in the face or just dog your ass and shit like that. So the next day at basketball practice, my son whooped this motherfucker. I told him this, you going to need to kick his ass or I'm going to kick your ass. But somebody getting their ass kicked, and it ain't going to be me. Okay? So that's what the fuck going to happen. So the next day at motherfucker basketball practice, my son gave that motherfucker some limo tent. He gave him a goddamn, that motherfucker eye was so black, they should have put a ribeye steak or a tomahawk on that motherfucker. He gave that motherfucker some presidential limo tent. He was chasing them all around the goddamn gym. The dude, the 11-year-old, was running. He was running and ducking and doing all this shit. My son hit his ass one time. Bam! When he hit him that first time, that motherfucker, but see, a mother might not have went into explicit details just like me. You know what I'm saying? She'd be like, oh, well, you know, ain't no telling, you gotta fight him, you gotta fight him. No, motherfucker, you gonna kick his goddamn ass. You don't kick his ass, I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass. So you better decide today. But somebody fighting and somebody losing, it ain't gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? She might not have put that force behind him like that. And when he kicked his ass, now every day, Gabrielle picked on my son for 4 days. I didn't say shit. I'm just saying I'm gonna sit back and watch. No, I'm sorry, for 3 days, because the 4th day he whooped his ass. I said, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna sit back and watch how this shit go, right? And when my son whooped his motherfucking ass, his mama come get up, she come jump in my face. I said, whoa, baby. Now, when your son was doing my son, I ain't come jump in your face. I didn't say nothing. I just watched that shit. But soon as the tables turn and he get his ass kicked, now you want to come get me. I'm not getting my son. I didn't get your son off my son. I'm not going to get my son off your son. I'm going to let them work that shit and figure that shit out. And by the way, I'm glad your son getting his ass kicked so he can know that, you know, this is a life lesson to be learned later on down the line. So he would know and be able to distinguish. You don't fuck with everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about having the father in the home, by having the real father in the home, by you trading your husband or your baby's father in that you can potentially get married to and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You trading that in for a government welfare check and shit. Man, fuck that. Don't trade that in, because that check is not going to check the kids. It's not going to check you, because you're going to probably need some checking too. You know what I'm saying? Because you all emotional and shit. Somebody has to be level-headed and grounded in the house and in the relationship and stuff like that, man. So there is a big difference when you do not have the father in the house, especially a good man, especially a man that's going to really hold the family and the foundation and the structure down of everybody in the house, man. So give that fucking government check back. You tell the fucking government, I don't need your money, because ultimately he's going to bring in more money than you're going to give me. Ultimately, if we work together on building some shit, the both of us is going to bring in more money than you could ever fucking give me. Do you dig what I'm saying? Ladies, do you dig what I'm saying? I need you guys to share, like, subscribe, send this shit to a single mother. Send this shit to a single father. Let this shit be known. You know what I'm saying? Another incident. I told my son again at football practice. Say, hey man, you're going to have to kick D ass. D squirted some water on you. I say, man, look, you can't let people play with you like that. You cannot let people paint the picture of you being something. I said, look, you have to kick D ass tomorrow. And that was it. After I had the first talk with him, he knew from then. That's it. Next day we go to football practice. D did that shit. D was playing. D was just a little kid. His father was in the house with him, but his father was an alcoholic, so his mother kind of raised him all the time. D squirted that water on him. He looked at me. I did this and turned my head. Next thing I know, D had a black eye. I said, goddamn, boy, you must work for an optometrist, because you getting all these motherfucker black eyes. Everybody got it. Everybody he came in contact with, he was getting their ass black eye. He punched D. I think he motherfucking knocked D ass out, because he was out. His mama came and he said, look, and we punched D. He stood up and said, you bitch ass motherfucker. And for real. And D mom was like, where did he learn to talk like that? I said, from me, because I call motherfucker bitch ass motherfucker all the time. Look, he get that shit from me. That's what he's supposed to get from me. That's his superpower. Being able to turn that shit on and being able to turn it off. Being able to control it and being able to let that shit off the leash to tear into a motherfucker ass, man. That's what you got to do. Raise your boys, raise your young men to be fucking men and stand up guys. There's something that their mothers cannot fucking do. They don't have it in them. They don't have that intestinal fortitude. How many times do you ever hear a man say, I'm tired, I can't go on? But you hear a woman say that all the time. Men, we suffer in silence and suck that shit up and make a motherfucking way. But I'm out of here, man. I'm headed to Indy. Later.